term microgrid may not be one you are familiar with at the moment, but it may become part of our lexicon in the very near future. A microgrid is, as the name may imply, a scaled-down version of an electricity distribution system that will redefine how energy is generated, delivered, and stored. PowerStream has built a working microgrid system at company headquarters in Vaughan to be used as a demonstration and testing site to evaluate the effectiveness of this new model and to see how it will integrate into the existing distribution model of today. The official launch of PowerStream's microgrid signaled, to paraphrase President and CEO Brian Bence, the dawn of a new energy delivery model, a power grid for the 21st century.
Supply has acted in a certain way over the last century, and it's acted in the way that we've had centralized large generation, and it's been passively delivered through the power grid to consumers. That is all now going to be turned on its head, because every building in Ontario and quite frankly right across the world now has the possibility to become its own power plant, its own producer of energy. And that is what we're demonstrating here today.
The microgrid system is built upon smart grid technology that allows the intelligent flow of electricity through the system to be able to feed into or draw from the grid to meet energy demands. What makes the microgrid unique is its ability to not only supply the existing grid, but to freely disconnect and operate independently. Essentially, the microgrid is an energy island, generating power delivered from multiple sources. It can use that energy locally, store it for future use, or feed it back into the grid.
PowerStream's interest is not where the electricity system is today, but where's it going to be tomorrow? There's a wide-held notion that microgrids are going to become a very important part of energy supply. Our Smart Grid Task Force looked at this technology and deemed this to be leading edge.
The electricity generated to power the microgrid comes from a number of sources, including the newly constructed solar carport that not only has the ability to feed the grid, but it can also generate clean renewable energy to charge the 2 electric vehicles in PowerStream's fleet. The other sources of renewable energy production are provided by PowerStream's solar array and turbine. Electricity is also provided by a newly installed natural gas generator, 3 different types of battery sources that also provide storage, as well as from the provincial grid itself. The System Control Center allows operators to monitor, as well as control individual components to test the overall capabilities of the system.
There is a research component associated with the microgrid. This is not only demonstration, but it's a learning exercise. Our entire microgrid project has been set up as a sandbox or a test area where we can include other smart grid technologies and try them. For example, phase 2 of this project we hope to include things like fuel cells and also vehicle-to-home technologies, whereby we're able to take from an electric vehicle, directly from the electric vehicle, and provide energy back into either this building or back into the grid.
This microgrid system is providing the electricity to be used to power the building's lighting, cooling, and refrigeration.
One of the driving components of microgrid will be the aging assets that we have within every electrical system in North America. As these assets come to end of life, we're looking for options other than just strict replacement of those assets. And microgrid offers one of those opportunities. The issues of transmission and remote generation are already problems that we have to deal with today.
Being able to produce energy locally and close to the source of usage is a major benefit to the customer. It is difficult to transmit electricity over long distances. Resistance in power lines causes energy loss. To offset this, electricity needs to be transmitted at an extremely high voltage that can be as high as 500,000 volts. Before it can safely enter your home, that energy needs to be diminished by going through a series of step-down transformers and substations. And this entire process can be subject to failure due to a variety of mitigating factors. With a microgrid's multiple energy sources, storage capabilities, and the ability to operate independently of the grid, it wouldn't be subject to these issues. It would therefore be available to consistently provide reliable electricity as needed.
We see microgrids being applicable to the home on its smallest scale, to the community on a slightly larger scale. That could be like a condominium or apartment high-rise complex, or on a larger scale to a city, an entire city. And sustainable, flexible energy systems are really the key to tomorrow's energy solutions.
The evolution of electricity distribution has been slow and relatively unchanged for the past century. With the advent of smart grid technology and microgrid, electricity delivery systems are going to alter the face of the grid. And PowerStream wants to ensure it is ready for this change, to be able to adapt its role in the energy delivery sector so it can continue to meet the needs of its shareholders and customers.